If a girl looks at you, walk up to her and say, hey, do you always stare down charming, dangerous men?
This wild thing. Look at this.
Oh my god.
How does the mirror know that that's there?
Guys, I need your opinion on something. I was walking through Prague yesterday and I had a man stop me on the street, look me dead in the eyeballs, and say, "You look aggressively Australian," and then he just walked away. Now, does that have anything to do with the video today? No, it doesn't, but it's been keeping me up at night and I don't really know what to make of it. First off, does anybody know why someone would say that to me? And secondly, is it true? Now, while you guys ponder that, it's time for me to introduce another installment of the worst TikToks on the internet. Now, today we've got some pretty good ones. Not that as a video creator I would ever tell you that we don't have good ones today. That would kind of make me look bad. But today they are exceptionally good. We've got some pretty polarizing videos to go through. Now, as always, these are videos that you guys have sent to me, so I'm not necessarily saying that these videos are terrible going into this. Sometimes I just feel the need to include them to say that they're not bad, and maybe you're looking at them in the wrong light. With that being said, though, there are some real stinkers in this one, so don't be too disappointed. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
If a girl looks at you, walk up to her and say, hey, do you always stare down charming, dangerous men? Or is it just me? It's a funny line that, will get her attention, spike her attraction, and make you come off a little too cocky, but, pair it with a little smile or smirk and she'll vibe with it. So try it out. Maybe it'll get you your next girlfriend.
All right, guys, we're off to a wonderful start already. Quick tip, don't do this, ever. I think the correct response to walking up to somebody and asking them, do they normally stare at dangerous men, is you being pepper sprayed swiftly. This is unironically one of the worst pieces of advice I've ever heard a person give. I mean, every successful bachelor knows that what every woman wants is a man who is dangerous and at large.
Has anyone ever tipped a car?
Oh my,
Y'all want to see the car? Holy!
Wow, MrBeast. Thank you so much for giving me the leftover MrBeast company car. I love the logos and the lightning bolt on it. I'm gonna love driving this to my waitressing job every day.
Alright, so this was a pretty big deal on the internet a couple of weeks ago, but as per usual, I'm a bit late to the trends. Now, there was a lot of back and forth about whether or not this was a good tip or not, and I mean, how can you argue that it's not? Right from the get-go, if she didn't want the car, she could say no. She does not have to accept this car as a tip. So I feel like that kind of negates the arguments about stuff you would have to do if you did accept the car, like getting insurance or stuff, which is stuff you have to do if you buy a car anyways. The only thing that's a little funny to me is the wrap. I mean, if it was just a car they had laying around and they were like, you know what, let's give it away, that's one thing. But if they wrap the car specifically to give it away, I can kind of understand how that's a little bit like, really? But even with that being said, it's still a free $20,000 plus tip. Spend a few $100 to get the wrap removed if you want, and you have acquired the cheapest new car in history. And then a lot of people say it's a tax write-off, it's just to bring attention to the channel. Yeah, who cares? Welcome to reality. People hardly do insane acts of kindness like giving away cars if it doesn't at least kind of benefit them. I really feel like the people who get mad at MrBeast for doing stuff like this, like giving away cars, helping the homeless, helping the blind, really need to go outside, get off the internet for a while, because they have seriously lost touch with reality. I'm lying? Are you sure? Because newsflash, no, I have actually never tongued my dog. And try this one out for size, I don't really plan on it either. And I think it would be best if you followed suit.
I'm literally shaking right now because I just had a man approach me in a parking lot and it went fine. And I'm going to tell you why it went fine and how to address it, because it was in a book I read and this is how you're supposed to address it, but it scared me. I'm literally shaking.
All right, so I'm sure many of you have already seen this video at this point. It's been quite a popular topic of debate whether or not this woman overreacted, underreacted, if she reacted appropriately. Let's see what we think.
So this guy, I am alone with my son, by myself, a woman, and a male approached me in a parking lot. He's, "Excuse me, miss," and I don't know why in the hell he was approaching me or what he was trying to do. And before he was probably 30 feet from me when he said, "Excuse me, ma'am." And I turned around and I literally yelled at him and I said, "Do not approach me."
All right, so here is the situation, and I guess I have mixed feelings. I definitely feel like this is a bit of an overreaction. I mean, if someone's approaching you saying "excuse me" in broad day in a public parking lot, I mean, to instantly assume they have ill intentions is a bit strange. I totally understand not wanting to be approached in public, but I mean, maybe don't go out in public if you're this paranoid. Now, I've never robbed or attacked anybody, so maybe I'm not up to date with the current meta, but I feel like if I was gonna do either one of those things, I would not make myself known beforehand. I'm sorry, but someone trying to get your attention is not justification for you painting them as a criminal.
And he like immediately started going in the other direction, and I just kept saying it over and over and over. I said, do not approach me, do not approach me. And he of course like got like, what the F, like he started cussing and yelling like, what's your problem? And I looked at him, and he actually then crossed a couple cars down from my car, and he didn't come anywhere near me. He crossed a couple cars down from my car and was like, continuing to cuss and say, what's your problem? And I said, you do not approach women in a parking lot. I just kept saying, do not approach me. You do not approach women in a parking lot. Like,
now look, like I understand the sentiment, I understand the idea, women are definitely at more risk in public, but I just don't quite understand the thought process here. I feel like if someone was really set on hurting you or attacking you, that you saying don't come near me would not stop them. And I feel like demonizing every human you see in public is not the way to prevent that. I don't trust people I meet on the streets. I would not be super comfortable with a person approaching me in public and getting super close, but I'm also in public. I'm in other people's spaces. I can't sit there and act like I own the public and that everyone around me is trying to hurt me or get me. I definitely understand a kind of better safe than sorry ideology, but I just don't feel like this approach makes sense.
Yelling it. No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. Ever. No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. And if a male does approach you, you need to turn around and use the strongest voice that you can possibly use with them. Don't be polite. They need to literally screw off. No male should be approaching you in a parking lot.
I feel like there's something here, but it's just one step too many. I feel like going into public, a shared space where people are, and expecting to never have a person interact with you is a little bit absurd. Like, I understand precaution when someone is approaching you, but I don't think having a mindset where you perceive everybody in public as a criminal who's out to get you is realistic or healthy.
Wild thing. Look at this.
Oh my god.
How does the mirror know that that's there?
That's creepy.
It's videos like this that really make me fear for the American future. I mean, I feel like this is stuff you learn in elementary, if not middle school. The mirror is not a sentient being who's like painting a picture for you to look at a reflection. That's not how it works. The mirror, believe it or not, does not actually know anything. It is an object.
Take a look in the mirror. I look in the mirror and I see the most beautiful human being staring back at me. I'm so hot and beautiful that no woman is as good looking as me, no man is as good looking as me, and everybody is ugly compared to me.
You know, Brian, I've got to be honest. I'm loving the confidence, brother. I think I might start using this as a pick-me-up speech in the morning. Just quote this video word for word. I don't know who sent me this as a bad TikTok because it might be one of the best ones I've ever seen. Also, I have no idea why the audio is going to get progressively more desynced as the video continues. It doesn't happen on my phone, but once it gets into the editing program, it just falls apart. I guess Brian's powers are just too much.
You want to know the truth? You need to get down on your hands and knees and worship me is what you need to do. And praise my name. Because I'm telling you that I'm beautiful.
All right, Brian, I feel like we're starting to stray away from what is expectable from the general pop. Look, I would do it. I would have no problem doing what you just asked of me, but for most people, I feel like it's going to be too much. Maybe try a lighter approach for now.
And if that's pride, I don't know what to tell you. But I do love myself. It's all of you that I hate. You are always the problem, but I can't get rid of you, can I? But in the end days, I will.
Okay, Brian, I think we really need to work on your people skills. I don't know what you meant by that last little bit there. I'm gonna assume nothing malicious, okay? Also really curious what happened to this video. We lost like 10 seconds of video but kept all the audio. Somebody explain. All right, so this last one here, we're gonna kind of watch live, no sound. I was gonna make a full video on this TikTok account, Hood Meals, but every single video on this account has a song that is copyrighted, and it's insane to me that it's copyrighted because it's like a trap remix of a SpongeBob song, and it's not even Nickelodeon who copyrighted it, it's the person who made the trap remix, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. I really don't think you can do a basic remix of a song and then market it as your own and profit off of it, but I guess Nickelodeon's not doing anything about it. But this might be the most disgusting cooking on TikTok, and I know I've said that before, but no, this takes the cake. I mean, look at this. The man is using like the top of a toaster oven as a cutting board and preparation surface, cutting all the vegetables, seasoning the raw chicken, putting the cooked chicken back onto it to cut up, and there's dozens and dozens of videos like this on his account. You'll see the sink is full of dishes and cockroaches and unknown life forms. Like there are things growing in this kitchen, and he eats it all like he actually eats it. This man needs to be studied expeditiously. His immune system probably has the answers to curing cancer. Well guys, thoughts, feelings, concerns, comments? I feel like that was a pretty solid lineup of TikToks today. Definitely some stinky ones in there. I'm a little bit worried about Brian and what he might do if he ever finds this video though, so I am gonna go into hiding. You guys, you stay safe out there, okay? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.
Subscribe.